Well, like the mission itself, it covers two of the boroughs of New York City, which are Manhattan and the Bronx. And Manhattan is where everything you think of New York is there. So like the Statue of Liberty, I mean, it's just right off of Manhattan. Empire State Building, the Rockefeller Center, Times Square, everything is in the south of, like the very south tip of Manhattan. And the Bronx is Yankee Stadium and everything else that you think of that's in the Bronx. And so that's about like, there's like, it's two different, it almost feels like two different missions when you're in the city and then when you're upstate. Because then we have those two boroughs, and that's about half the missionaries are there, and then the other half are in the upstate areas above it. And so there's the really like well-off areas that live right outside the city, and then they just commute into the city to work. And then above that, it just kind of starts to spread out more and more. And so I think that's like one of the unique things about that New York mission is, even though I'm not too familiar with the other missions, but that we have the aspect of both the upstate and the city atmosphere, and the fact that we have the part of the city that just about like everyone in the United States or even the world think about when they think of New York. And so that was cool to be in the center of, like, I mean, everyone calls it the Big Apple or whatever, but to be in the center of the world and to be doing something as important as missionary work, that was cool. And then just unique things about just the people. It's just you meet someone from every, like I met someone from almost every Spanish-speaking country, from like 5 or 6 different countries in Africa, and just from all over the place. And that was really cool, just to see the cultures and the way that they blended and the way that their kids were adapting to the culture. And then of course, because there's so many different cultures, there's so many different foods and restaurants, and a unique thing that I've never seen before. They have like the New York style pizza, which is like really flat crust and like a lot of cheese on it. And then there's places that will give you like $1 slice pizza for like between the hours of like 12 and 2 for lunch or something. So you can just like walk in and get a slice of pizza, which is really nice. I'm trying to think what else. And then upstate, like I said, right outside the city, I mean, like kind of like, it depends on which areas you go to, but like north of the city, there's kind of like an extension of the city where it's like a little bit like poor, but then kind of as you start getting a little bit farther north, then there's like the nicer areas where like the businessmen, the people that go down to the city and work. And then just past that, it kind of gets to, I guess, like any rural area. Just like nice, there's like some small cities like surrounded by like little towns that just kind of like all commute to like where the big cities are. And then the weather, it's humid in New York. It's probably not the most humid place, but the most humid place that I've been to. So, which in the summer just makes it it feels like that much hotter. And in the winter, the cold is kind of like seeps through all of your clothes somehow. And being from Alaska, I thought I'd be able to like, oh, it just would be nothing going to New York, but the humidity somehow just like sneaks through all your clothes and into your bones, but you just move fast and you're okay.